Play.
No, that is the carpool lane. Yeah, the southbound 60. Both sides of the 605 have.
How fast? Oh, 120. No way.
Of the freeway. You're now being told this is a Hyundai Sonata, and we have.
Oh, yeah, this shit will fuck. This shit can't turn.
Riverside. So.
What is RP?
If it began with their police department, or if
It's RP.
It could have been an instance where.
They're not terrible.
The victim of the carjacking called this in to the authorities and put on their radar, perhaps to see it.
Yeah, just call your buddy and just run.
No high-speed turns with this one.
Hop out of the vehicle here, run, and call your buddy and get him to pick you up.
Not watching Saucy.
Very easily. They're going to want to, take this one as far as it goes, despite the danger to folks out here. So,
oh, whoa!
The unit,
yeah, the unit
getting over there to the far right, and it might be. Yeah, it looks like they might be switching out units here. Let's see.
Oh, then he wants to see it in the front cabin and see what's going on.
Another unit involved in this.
You're not gonna pit him, you moron. There's no shot.
And it's now Sheriff's 22.
Yeah, he's pit him, dude. Pit him.
From Ontario Police's helicopter. They were the ones that were over.
Wait, why not? There's like a million reasons why not.
Just kill him, dude. Just send him flying.
Heavy traffic. Isn't, as far as I can tell, a immediate massive danger to the population, like shooting at people. Not violence, no gun that we know of.
Kind of, heat-seeking, not heat-seeking,
fast
technology, I should say. So we'll see how many resources they decide to devote on this, but we are still flying along the southbound 605 now through Whittier.
Yeah, Desmond, it looks like occasionally we will see that driver use their blinker here. A moment ago, they actually had the right blinker going. Doesn't look like they're actually moving to the right there. But it definitely looks like more CHP officers are now following the vehicle. I think once Desmond had pulled out for a bit, we saw maybe 3 or 4 behind the vehicle, and you can see they're
just wait till the fucking acorn lands on the fucking hood.
They're kind of riding on the side. Normally they're right behind them, so you kind of wonder if they're positioning for a pit, but you wouldn't think they would because of just the high rate of speed right now.
Or maybe they just want that driver to make sure that
I'm hit.
He can see that there's a lot of law enforcement behind him there. And I'm starting to see, Leslie, I don't know if you noticed too, like traffic's getting a little heavier too. We saw some big rigs. Look, a lot more cars here on the freeway. And as Des was telling us, officers are not going to let this one go.
It's the acorn, man.
Of how this all got started, because it's carjacking suspect.
Chat, I don't think it's on the server. I'm gonna log out and log back in when it's ready.
Weapon they used, but it's serious enough that they're not just going to let this one go. Like we've seen other times when they do something like this.
Yeah, and you can
the
see that
emotes, man.
This guy's not totally right about this.
But they've covered a lot of ground right now, coming all the way from Riverside, now in Whittier.
They've let people the exact thing go away all the time.
So this is a lot of ground in a quick amount of time, given they are going 100+ miles per hour. And you see them just weaving in and out of traffic here, as you mentioned.
Carjackings.
Traffic definitely getting heavier now that they're
in the
all the county area. And it does become more dangerous for those people on the roadway.
And we're seeing larger trucks too.
Yo,
we're seeing
twisting
big rigs.
is
We just
so
saw
much
that
fun.
car carrier fully loaded with cars as well. So any quick maneuver by this car going out of control could cause quite a bit of a problem there
Looks like
on
some
the 605 freeway.
On the 605 here in that left lane. You can see those cones up.
Entering the cone zone there, Desmond, huh?
Desmond, it looks like this driver...
He's going city.
Go ahead, Des.
It is that time of the evening when Caltrans gets out there on the roadways, to do their kind of typical maintenance work. I believe we're going to be transitioning here to the 5 freeway, it looks like, maybe to get out of that cone zone, which is definitely a fortuitous thing for the
workers.
Here
comes in city, boys.
It looks like we're going to be transitioning out to the northbound 5.
Could they pit here if they had a chance, Desmond?
Fuck no.
I don't think there's really enough room right there. Kind of a little bit too narrow there with the sound wall and that right shoulder guardrail as we now make the transition headed through Downey and up towards Commerce and the East LA interchange.
3 years,
so out of the construction zone, at least. We'll see if there's any other road work ahead. Looking immediately ahead, I don't see anything that's going to
the point of the pit
down, although we are looking at slower
is to immobilize the car, not to kill the fucking driver.
From the law enforcement, from what we've heard
if it's a tough turn, even at medium speeds, you don't want the guy to ram into the fucking shoulder.
Element to this as well, and we're hearing
Why not?
that the victim is the suspect.
It's just like a P.
And that there is also a warrant
It's
out for this
just like a
suspect's
P.
arrest already. So this is a known suspect.
R. P.
which, you know, kind of
Our
gives you,
P, man.
you know, kind of clues you in on why the suspect is acting so desperately right now. Back up to 100 miles an hour, just as I was saying. We were slowing down. Now things beginning to really heat up again
Where
here
is Chris?
On the 5
Has
freeway, where
anyone
there could be
seen
traffic
Chris?
at any time of day or night. So, you know, again, that's
It's not Valentine's anymore. Oh, it is in LA, yeah.
With the suspects, the victim being the girlfriend of the suspect, also outstanding warrants.
Wow.
Now, Des, I know that this is carjacking, but did they say if the victim, the girlfriend, they're possibly in the car, or they believe no one but that suspect is in that vehicle right now?
We have not heard that part yet. If the suspect is the only one in the vehicle, I would have to imagine that she's not in the vehicle and that she's probably the one that called this in.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll have to try to work to confirm those details. But that would be my guess, is that
and that's
there was
rough,
some
bro.
kind of altercation outside
That's
the
rough,
vehicle.
bro.
He took the vehicle,
and that's
she
her
was
car, most likely.
left outside, and then called the authorities. Yeah, exactly.
And we are seeing a little heavier traffic there, Desmond. You were mentioning we're heading
El
north towards
Bozo.
Commerce.
Listen
Of course,
to
there's
the
the
girl out there,
Commerce
doesn't it?
Casino.
It sucks. She lost her car, okay?
And
but
every time I go
it's
through
a
that
Hyundai.
area,
It could have been worse. It could have been a McLaren, to be honest.
Slow down quite a bit, whether you're heading northbound or southbound. It's just
it is what it is.
It's well populated, a lot more
it
cars, fewer lanes of
true.
freeways right there on the 5 freeway. But it looks like he's going still at a brisk speed of anywhere from 80 to 95 miles an hour. And as we've been mentioning, those officers not backing down one bit.
Yep, I mean, basically, you know, slamming on the gas pedal wherever they get the opportunity to get around some vehicles. And indeed, you know, this section actually of the 5 freeway between East LA and the 605 has been rated as Caltrans as one of, if not the busiest stretches of roadway in the country. So that's, you know, what I mean. You know, you could see traffic at any time, and then if they have road work out here,
up in that car, it's still frozen.
Traffic
with the
down,
tags, though?
although I don't believe that is the case.
Like I changed them
tonight.
once,
We will
and
be
It's a
then
little bit
some
legally
guy
complicated.
like a couple of people just joined in.
If I tell you it's
And
not,
almost
it
nothing
doesn't
happened
make
after
sense to you.
that.
710, and then a decision to be made
Maybe
at
there
the
was
East
just
LA
a
interchange if they're going to
coincidence.
transition to the 5 Golden State Freeway, or the the Santa Monica Freeway, or the 101 towards downtown LA. And, you know, again, this started in Riverside, and this took a very indirect way to get here from Riverside. They didn't come along the 91 or the 60. The suspect
how is
went
this
all the way
allowed
to
on
the
YouTube
210,
though?
and then, you know, went west and then
because the
circled back
way
Usually
the
Miss
LA
LA
titles
blocks
are made
this
on
shit out.
cars.
So definitely a interesting kind of selection of roadway that we've traveled so far. This
They're
is
getting
quite a
me
few miles. And when we start to travel that many miles, you start to wonder how much gas this suspect has in the tank, how long they can keep.
The car was a frozen asset.
You know, because this can also be pretty mentally taxing to be driving a vehicle for this long
and
at that high speed.
Yeah, many times these suspects just wanting to get away, especially if
guys, the asset was frozen. Okay, because it's a bullshit legal thing. Right? So then the car cannot be driven. It has to stay where it's at. And it's not moving. Right? But the way that LA car titles are made, I think it's like a title which is something or somebody. So me or somebody. And then if the car wasn't dealt with when it was unfrozen,
eventually he's going to make it into downtown LA. Right?
There's a chance that
southbound,
somebody could have like yoinked.
Evening Valentine's Day traffic.
So it has to remain frozen until it's correctly dealt with, and then unfrozen, and that takes time.
What's he talking about?
Here's the junction with the 710, that weird one that's on the left. So it looks like they're going to stick with the 5. So yeah, very possible to hit some slowing if they do go up towards the 101 in downtown Los Angeles.
Brightness
we'll see
is so high, man.
what happens when we get there. We will be there.
This shit down. Wait, not that
you were
far.
saying, Leslie, definitely this is not known as
like
being
this.
very
Perfect.
pristine,
You have to correct the title ownership before unfreezing the asset. There you go.
No, I need this
or
though.
certainly any kind of junk or debris in the roadway
Yeah, like that.
at any point.
In
I
this
did want to
one.
note that earlier, I kind of got the impression
They won't
the way
let him
we
go,
were
but this
seeing
guy's stalling.
moving around, it did almost look like southbound 605 back through Whittier, like maybe they were trying to get in position.
I get the car back when I get the car back. It is what it is. I'm not gonna hold my guys. I'm 28. I can't wait 3 years for fucking
Shirley's 28, pushing 30.
trivial things like cars to come back. I gotta
Pushing
just
40.
keep living my life.
Very difficult for them.
That's why I bought the Lambo, because fuck it, I don't give a
It
shit.
just all kind of depends on what the suspect's
Cars,
move is gonna be.
items,
They're
things you can
definitely-
always
we're
buy, and
switching
money you can
between
always make
different
it.
CHP
Time you can never get back in.
divisions here, as we,
Shirley.
you know, get from Riverside to Baldwin
I can get my
Park
time
and
back.
then, East LA, and now we'll be coming into CHP's central area. They
Because
are
I'm
definitely
that
pretty
brilliant.
everything going on,
I'm
and,
that
we'll
brilliant.
see what, if any, plan they have to get involved with this.
So yeah, it
And
sucks,
officers
but
have to keep in
it is
mind
what it
this
is.
could be a possibly heated suspect they're looking at. This is possibly stemming tonight.
I just
from
wish
a
people weren't just
domestic
shitty.
dispute
I don't
of
know to tell
some
you.
Sort, where we understand the girlfriend of this suspect apparently called police after some sort of altercation. The suspect either took off in this car, whether it's hers or not, we don't know, but it's being considered a carjacking suspect, so I'm guessing it might be her car he took off in, and he's been on the run since Riverside, since the city of Riverside, which is quite a lot of distance to cover in a very short amount of time, going at speeds of anywhere from 80 to, we even said 130 miles an hour, getting closer now into the downtown LA area. You can see the interchanges right there in the shot, but officers
This guy's not doing anything
letting
yet.
up, and again, the concern is, what do you see there, Leslie?
I was just wondering if he
Yeah.
was staying on the 5 here.
Chat, if anything happens.
Yes. Yes, we are staying
Yeah.
on the 5.
I gotta prep for after
Section
tsunami
of
actions.
Roadway, that awful section where the 5 goes down to only 2 lanes. That is where we are getting into right now. It looks like they're, you see the 101 freeway there off to the left. So we're transitioning from the Santa Ana freeway to the Golden State freeway.
The only problem that I have is that you think that I enjoy doing legal shit and like legal battles and garbage.
Oh,
Nobody wants
what
that.
the fuck are you doing? Why did you do that,
Like-
man?
I do wish things were dealt with properly, so that it wouldn't go anywhere like that. It sucks. I don't know who said that. I'm just telling you. I'm deliberately telling you.
That did the pit maneuver. We'll see what CHP decides to do next.
Take a look
Now
at
this
that.
over on the freeway. Look at that! Wow, they actually did it. That's
The pit looks like they're gonna pit here.
They're gonna pit. Here we
pit maneuver
go.
on the freeway. Look at that!
Man,
they
this
actually
guy-
did it.
this
That's
driver
the
actually
fourth time
sucks.
I've ever seen it happen. They were telling us that the last couple of minutes between going up on the curve.
Well, here's the pit one more time. We're showing our viewers this happening just a short time ago. Desmond telling us in all his time up in SkyCal, this is only the 4th time they've seen
don't get
officers
chat,
do a
bro.
pit maneuver on a freeway at these speeds. And as you see there, that
Yeah,
tire
yeah,
tread
yeah,
just
yeah,
to the
yeah,
left
yeah,
of
yeah.
the car there,
I studied this.
falling
I
right
studied
off.
this.
For a second, we thought,
I
Leslie,
just this
that was
evening.
it.
I studied this. I look like this because I studied it. Yeah, I'm looks maxing too.
Fall off. You
Yeah.
wouldn't think the car was going, but you see the back bumper there, as Des was describing, pretty much just trailing behind this Hyundai here. Hyundai Sonata.
I don't know what could have possibly happened for him to fucking steal his girlfriend's car.
Right past or front right driver tire there.
Uh-huh.
We wonder, is it even there? What's left of it?
Well, we're thinking it's a rim, right? And there's still 3 good tires where we assume that this driver can still stay on. And my guess is, Desmond, with 3 tires, that rim can go for a little longer, right? Because
That's Brandon.
sparks, you know, coming
Hey, man,
up
if
off
she
that
wrong with
rim.
him and he does that, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it definitely can. I mean, we've seen it so many times where, you know, oh, pit maneuver, or rather spike strip. Oh, that's going to be it, right? And then it's actually going to continue for a while if the suspects, you know, really want to push it that far. Where we could see,
Yes,
it
destructive. I can relate to that.
on asphalt and sparks flying all over the place, and could even continue for another dozen miles or so after that, you know, depending on the vehicle and how sturdy those rims are. I mean, we've even seen suspects continue when it basically gets down to the brake caliber. We're kind of locked into this position right now for spacing with other aircraft, but we'll see. If there might still be a little bit of rubber on that front passenger side tire, but you know, we did see quite a bit of tire tread come off at the end of that pit maneuver, and you know, not only that, but this, you know, hazard in waiting with this bumper that is now hanging on. So despite all that, you know,
Where's the traffic
sure we were going to see
I don't.
I was gonna say they had to. Yeah.
They can shut it down now.
So
So dumb.
So pretty open roadways here. And we'll just see if CHP wants to try another pit maneuver if they get the opportunity. But again, that was such a rare thing. I'd be surprised if we see it again.
It's crazy to see this because that entire back bumper is
just
being dragged by the car, just holding on by a tiny portion on the right side of that vehicle. And we are getting a better look at this right side because we believe that front tire, we saw a lot of the tread come off, so you wonder how much of it is left there. But it's incredible sometimes that these cars can still go 70+ miles per hour with just three tires. And a bumper hanging on.
And I'm guessing this bumper is also dragging on the freeway, making large, loud noises, which also
not
adds
the
to just the
noises.
intensity, the adrenaline level of this driver here. Wanted
Yeah.
for a domestic
Noises they're
incident
annoying, man.
earlier today in the city of Riverside.
And they're
The victim's girlfriend
anxiety
apparently called
inducing.
police, and
They're
before
so
police arrived,
fucking annoying, man.
the
I hate
suspect
noises.
jumped into what
I hate
we
noises.
believe is
My room is
the
so loud.
girlfriend's
I hate
car.
it. I hate it.
Took
I
off,
hate
and here we are now
this
in
room.
Woodland
This room.
Hills.
Oh, wait.
Distance.
This,
You were saying that's about 70 to 75 miles.
please don't tell me I fucked anything up. I think I did not, right? My room has single ply glass and the outside wall is so thin. So everything is fucking loud as shit. I hear everything inside the house and outside the house. I hear my neighbors. I hear them talking about me when they're watching me, right? When it's winter, it's freezing in here. But luckily I have my PC on right now. If it's summer, it's fucking hot as shit. I'm boiling and I have my PC on, so it's even hotter. So it's like 45 in my fucking room. Like, it's insanely hot, man. And I've complained about this. It's fucking annoying. Never been done anything about this, right? Everything that has been done is cheap dog shit that doesn't work at all. It's so fucking annoying. They're obviously conspiring against me. You know, yeah, they're all conspiring. No matter who I ask, they're not gonna help me because they're a part of the collaboration. They're a part of the opposition, okay?
Away from Riverside, and this driver has an warrant out for his arrest on another incident. So we're talking about, you know, the domestic violence incident from tonight, the arrest warrant from prior incident, and now the pursuit and the carjacking, and who knows what he did to take this car by force.
Yeah, and you know, the desperation level, you can just see it here. The pit maneuver was done. You thought the car wasn't going to be able to go anymore, but the driver decided they were going to keep going. At this point, we have only seen this driver.
He didn't want that car itself.
Right
I think he was just escaping it.
North in Woodland Hills, about 75 miles away from where this all started in Riverside. You wonder, you can see CHP is behind him because, as you mentioned, you do see the blue and red lights right behind. But that I'm surprised to see that bumper still hanging on only by one portion of this vehicle here.
That's
Those bumpers are pretty heavy.
And that bumper coming off during a pit maneuver,
maybe
we're going to be showing that again. Look at this, what happened here. This is really what slowed down the pursuit, is when this driver first hit an embankment there on an off-ramp, and then officers finally felt they had a chance to do this pit maneuver.
I have to move around.
And you can see here, it creates quite a bit of damage to the car.
Yeah.
We see the tire fall off. Here we go again. When he hits that embankment, you see sparks fly. Most likely a lot of damage done to the bottom of that car. And here we go with that pit maneuver. Only the fourth time Desmond said he's seen this happen on a freeway, but this is a dangerous suspect.
What a pit, man. Such a nice pit.
Officers to do that pit
Yeah.
No one was
Look,
around.
one nice
The
pit,
suspect was
man.
finally slowing down.
What a
CHP
perfect pit
trains
that
for
was,
these.
man.
We know they're
I
the
mean,
Perfect.
this guy's been stalling the
that
fuck
does
out.
Pursuits the best, not taking away from any
Right,
other
not at
agencies.
all.
They just train for it the most. So that was the perfect timing for that pit maneuver, except it didn't do enough damage to stop that vehicle.
I bet he's better. Yeah, do we have Chris tonight or not?
4 Freeway West,
out of the car.
and now in Woodland Hills, approaching Ventura County, and you can see some damage on this car. That
Where's
was
Chris,
caused by
man?
a pit maneuver performed by a California Highway Patrol officer just about 5 or so minutes ago, and for a brief moment, the car came to a stop facing sideways on the freeway. 3 units pulled up.
He's not off on Wednesdays. He's not, they actually pull him out of his sleep.
But the driver with at least 1 flat tire, possibly more. We can't get a great view of the left side of this vehicle, but the right front tire, we believe, is flat. Was able to re-engage the vehicle and put it back.
Guys, Chris is on the chase when it's 7 a.m.,
I believe
7 p.m., 3 a.m. He's on that chase. They actually pick him up.
Scraping behind him. That was caused by the pit maneuver. It took it off. The left side, you can see, was dislodged, and the rest of it came off shortly. It is just hanging on now by some wiring. It's likely the wiring that attaches to the lights and the blinkers there, or if a piece of plastic I can see, and there it goes. So back bumper is now gone. This driver definitely has a flat tire on the right front. We are curious whether the left front is flat as well, but still maintaining decent control of this vehicle.
Impressive, this thing hasn't ripped yet.
70 miles an hour. Not able to stay in the lane there, but you don't see any of that like kind of swimming fishtailing that we see at times with drivers going at high speeds, running on flat tires down to the rim and down to the metal. We did see a flash of sparks at one point shortly before the pit maneuver. So
my armpit's staining the what?
The police or California Highway
Bro, I don't
Patrol
sweat out of my arms ever.
A spike strip, which it looks like was at least partially effective, as this driver is on basically down to the rim on the right front. And so that was effective. The car careened towards the right shoulder. Sparks flew. It went over some kind of bump or ditch, catching a little bit of air, it looked like, but was able to regain partial control. But that driver did come down to slower speeds at that point. But that was when the pit maneuver was performed. I'm curious about what we're seeing at the rear of the car, whether that is a light that was on the bumper that now is just kind of swinging freely because the bumper is now gone. But you can see a flash of white behind the car that seems to be moving awkwardly. But pursuing officers from the California Highway Patrol are continuing this on the 101 freeway
into the light for
Calabasas and Ventura County, and
the number, you know, the number plate.
Back in, it looks like for a moment,
what is it called? A tag?
I don't see it.
I know.
But
just the serial number on it. It's not the serial number. Whatever government registered number is on the back of the car and on the front, you know?
And that has to be felt inside the car as well as the car, the driver hits the brakes. But
number tag,
back on
maybe.
The throttle. And here we go, lighting up the 101 freeway with sparks down to the metal on the front right tire. Or the front right wheel. The tire is long gone, as is the bumper on this car. Again, this began in Riverside about an hour ago.
It's the wrong, guys, it's the wrong, it's a double shirt.
Than an hour ago,
guys,
and has traveled.
It's a double shirt.
At least
I have it. 2 shirts.
Oh my god.
One's yellow.
Oh my
like,
god.
what the fuck?
Oh, baiting.
What is wrong with you?
What a bait. Oh my god.
Just before we
that looked like fucking like that pea mold you see in old mattresses. My grandma used to have those mattresses and they had fucking pea mold on them, bro. It's like a brown yellow. It's so disgusting.
Bro, this is my second shirt.
You don't know what's going to happen. You want as few people around as possible. And that looks like the situation that these California Highway Patrol officers are encountering here. Down to 50 miles an hour here in lane number 2, and still able to maintain control enough to stay in one lane for the most part. Now, as they swing around here, we'll get a much better look at the left side of this vehicle to see what the status is.
Something's happening, man.
2 tires. We know the right
he needs
front
a bit.
tire is completely gone. He is down to
bit him.
the rim.
Bit him.
We saw sparks flying a moment ago. But again, we don't know the status of those other 2 tires, whether he's driving on 3 functional tires.
Hey, there's no point. 2 minutes until it's
down to nothing in the front and a little bit of control in the back. So again, varying speeds at this point now, dipping below 50 miles an hour. Officers still in pursuit, but it looks like we are again slowing down. It doesn't necessarily mean a ton to see a driver like this slow down, but slow enough to perform another pit maneuver. and just stepped on the gas to get away enough. That officer was looking to perform pit maneuver number 2 and back on the throttle.
On the rim, bro.
55, approaching 60 miles an hour here, but it can't last like this for much longer. The way this car is deteriorating down to the rim.
Can't see what he's gonna do when he gets out of the car.
Wait, the chat hears the voices too.
Position and
What's that about?
drivers lose control. They'll head over to one side of the road or the other.
Dumbass chat baiting me.
Maintain control, but still going
just close RP.
relatively straight.
I'll log in with tsunami time.
Pace right now. 70 miles an hour is not an easy thing to maneuver here in a car in this position. But
Dumbass chat trying to bait me. They're part of the
popped.
opposition.
So
They don't hear the
looks like
voices.
that wheel might now be completely deteriorating, but something popped on that right front wheel, and we saw a couple more sparks, and it looked like a little bit of a struggle to maintain control. But onward we go. Okay, so while you're watching us on this stream, we are approaching the 11 o'clock hour, and we do have some business to take care of before we get on the air for Eyewitness News at 11.
Nobody cares about Eyewitness, man. This just sucks.
On air, or you can continue to stream, and we, of course, you'll be able to catch all of our newscasts on abc7.com and on our ABC7 Los Angeles app. So we're going to take a break here. You should still be able to catch the action, what is going on.
Oh, no, no. This is the overlap broadcast. It's fine. It's not even going to swap it.
Eyewitness News at 11 on air and online. We'll see you in just a bit.
It's fine. This is the overlap broadcast. Like, this is their live shit, and it's over it. And the main broadcast, they cycle some shit in and out, right? So you're just saying this for the people that are watching on the main channel that has all the things. Because it's layered. Unless I'm brain dead.
Breaking news, this pit maneuver not the end of a dangerous carjacking pursuit. The daring escape with Air 7 HD overhead. We will take it to you live.
Yo,
Plus,
reacting, man.
Valentine's Day horror. A body found.
React maxing. Like 5 more minutes. Look at this beautiful pit maneuver. Beautiful pit. Beautiful pit.
Momentarily.
Look,
don't do it, bro. No, it's not worth
So
it.
if you can turn the
after this. Look.
We'll be on channel 2. And,
Look.
And I believe Desmond is going to get resituated there. You are watching KCAL News.
That's a perfect pit maneuver, man.
And we do have breaking news for you. CHP is in pursuit of a carjacking suspect. That carjacking
Just like an
suspect
RP.
also has a felony warrant out for his arrest. We understand that this person carjacked a vehicle that we
Perfect pit. You see this?
belonged to his girlfriend.
Just like an
Possibly called
RP.
this in. This started in the city of Riverside, and now, as
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can see there,
perfect.
it is way past. It's in
Yeah, but it doesn't
Aurora now,
matter.
and he's still heading.
It destroyed the
northbound
car,
on
right?
101
So the
freeway.
car is gonna
So no telling where
the
this
car is
could
gonna
end up.
break
He
down
could
as he's gonna
end up
drive,
going on
and that's
the
exactly what
26th,
happened.
going-
The tires popped, the bumper fell off, and
Way
that
past.
eventually
It's in
he will
Aurora now,
stop.
and he's still heading
You know, before the gas
northbound
runs
on
out.
the 101 freeway. So no telling where this could end up. He could end up going on the 26th, going to Moore Park.
Same thing, but the other guy's gonna fucking show my ex or some shit. I'm telling you.
Wonder just how far this car can go. We know CHP is behind. I believe the sheriff's deputies are overhead in the chopper, but we have Desmond Shaw, who is live in SkyCal, who could give us more information. Des?
Yeah, Pat Boy, we sure have covered a lot of distance here, and it does seem like this car might be deciding that it has had enough, as we know that they're down to only, oh boy, we're coming in with another pit maneuver, another pit attempt. 2 in 1 night.
He
here,
oh
the fourth and
my
fifth time I've
god,
ever seen it. Let's
dude.
see if they're gonna try to pin him in right here.
Fuck
They
him.
smash him right in the front
He
and
missed
up
it.
against
He
pole
missed
right
the
there. They
pits,
said, no more of
man.
this. Enough is enough. They want to get this person into custody. CHP not messing around on this one.
Jump ball.
On the northbound 101 as
Damn!
they just came right
He
up and just
missed
snapped
it,
this
man.
person.
Wow.
It's so rare to see
Why
them
did he miss
to
it?
come up and put themselves in harm's way. They must have known that the suspect
We're
did
gonna-
not have a weapon. They did not waste any time rushing up, yanking the suspect.
Go to their
out
trunk,
of the
bro,
vehicle,
hello?
Now in handcuffs.
You know what? Wow, Desmond, this was pretty incredible to watch here. You wonder, maybe if they were on the phone.
Pop it, bro. Come on, let's go.
Maybe she possibly gave them information saying that he didn't have a weapon. But look, they just, as
there you go.
say,
My God.
did another pit maneuver.
I mean, they are just kind of slow. It's fucking scary.
Out of the car, having enough. Enough is enough, and that's your CHP for you.
Yo.
Yeah. Absolutely, and you know,
bit. Watch the bit. Watch the bit.
The most aggressive with these situations, and they just showed it with not one but two pit maneuvers.
Nice
we had
bit,
wide
man.
open roadway. There were very few
Perfect.
cars on the
Damn,
road,
dude.
a lot of asphalt. The suspect was only at about 40.
So I think that ram is made to damage the engine.
So they made that calculated decision. Let's make another attempt to bring this to an end. Fortunately, you know, the vehicle spun around and there was no opportunity for the suspect to get away as they got kind of pinned between this light pole right here, and they moved in with their own vehicle, pinned them in, and then to rush out like that, and just like that, we go from, you know, a slow, what was turning into a slow speed pursuit to a code 4 situation. They are now giving this the all clear. No one else is in the vehicle, and this carjacking and domestic violence suspect that came out of Riverside is now.
What's this thing so small? I'm gonna get some lights on. Oh man, that exercise